Good morning, everyone. Today is Tuesday. It's February the 26th, and this is the Futures in 5 pre-market edition. We are taking a look at price action here in the ES. Yesterday, I talked about the negative divergence we were seeing, upward pressure in price, downward pressure in momentum, and realizing that we were still in a bullish press where old resistance should come in as new support. This is really exactly what we did. Overnight, we had a fade that was fairly dramatic, and now we have a bouncing motion that interestingly is having a lot of trouble getting up over this 94 area. That to me is the line that's going to divide the buyers and the sellers in general for pressure, right? Right now, we can easily dip back into this area because of much lower moving averages. But as we can see, this is like a 2-week VWAP. I think the VWAP is like a super noisy instrument to use for the type of trading that I do. But what I do is I turn it into, let's see if we can edit this so you can see. This is the motive wave study, and it tells us, here we go. Well, where might that be? Aha, here it is right here, volume weighted average price. I have it on a 2-week event, and so that I think is fairly useful. These are some of my triggers going off for trades this morning. So this is what we are looking at for this, right? So this is a 2-week VWAP, and it tells me that, you know what, they're trying to build pressure here at this support zone. A couple of days ago, or several days ago, we saw 82 be a very, very important support number that failed and then completely recaptured. We're here again, right? So could we be building an ugly head and shoulders pattern here? Or could we be resuming the trend upwards? That's a question that remains to be seen. Up above this area, more buyers are going to push us into larger motion of resistance, but we are on the train to test resistance. We just don't know if it's a low number like 93 or if it's a high number like 2804, 2805. The momentum is really flattening out, so I do not expect us to have a new high in the space. I do expect us to fade on the horizon. All right, what's happening in the NQ? Same sort of thing, neutral zone behavior. I like to call this neutral zone behavior. And so that neutral zone behavior gives us a range of play, and we're going to look at these edges. Here's the high, here's the low range, and we'll sit in between those spaces. Up above here, buyers are going to have more strength, right? They're going to overcome all the selling pressure that's sitting under here, and then they'll move back up into potentially lower highs. That is certainly what I am seeing from a divergent space in general. Now, what's the overall trend of the chart? Listen, the overall market is a bullish instrument. We invest in companies that will do better. That's the nature of the market. And of course, there's the shorting event, but that shorting event never drives us to any space. So what we can see is that we're going to move upward in general into our support structures at the first pass because there's so much bullish momentum. If we begin to fail these regions, we'll have deeper dips, and we'll have to start looking at daily charts, weekly charts, and so on and so forth for us to find out where our support actions lie. But right now, we're caught in the mosh pit, and that's going to give us movement up above 80 that will push us into this area. And then because it doesn't give us enough strength to get up and over that edge, it'll stay in the range space where we sell back down and then we bounce back up. A lot of neutral zone behavior there. You got to watch your edges though. They are going to make a difference. Here for the YM, same kind of technical divergence, same kind of pullback into support. We have a deeper edge here that we could very likely see. This chart is really testing the support areas. It's already rejected that first region of resistance. If we hold this edge and then bounce with this pattern, we expect it to reject up here again, right? If it breaks through, it will very likely come back to retest it. Listen, retests take patience, but they work and they increase your probability of being successful many, many degrees, right? And it's much better to let a trade, in my mind, go by me and then see the next big setup than jump in and realize that I'm moving in the wrong direction. These guys, this should be support, right? Overnight, it lost the level. It's come in and it's holding this zone fairly well, but it really is sitting here. Every bit of pressure is on the shoulders of the buyers.